All right, everybody, welcome to Open Mic Wrestling Night here, live, twitch.tv/Calypso426. If you are not watching in the live window at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on February 17, 2019, you're listening via Fill in the Void Podcast Network, Spreaker.com/filling_the_void. You're also listening to this show by iHeartRadio and Spotify. And I gotta say one thing. And there you go. I'm on live and my hat. Yep, there you go. Oh, I go down there. There you go. Anyway, so another thing. It is Sunday, and it is absolutely horrible, the TV that's on right now. Absolutely god awful. Like right now on the TV in the background here, I have, what the hell is that? I'm watching highlights from the slam dunk contest. I guess that happened last night. And normally I really like watching that. I just completely forgot. And at this point, it's like, a lot of these guys I've never heard of, like Dennis Smith Jr. Not that I never heard of him, just I don't know. Oh, jeez, come on, really? You're doing a Superman gimmick with it? You're jumping over Shaq? Oh my God! He made that look too easy. Oh my God! Come on. Okay, maybe it was, but I love watching the slam dunk contest. Again, normally for stuff like that, what are you gonna do? But horrible TV viewing on Sunday. Normally, this is where I'll normally watch the WWE Network for the majority of the day. This is where I'll normally watch a Netflix for the majority of the day. It's actually normally really bad. Even Saturday lately, it's like, what the hell's on Saturday? So, but thankfully for the rest of us, we have Elimination Chamber tonight, which is going to be, I don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be rather interesting, I think. And, there's some matches that you're looking forward to. There are some matches you're not. Obviously, with any other pay-per-view, you would imagine, right? But we do have the crowning of the first women's tag team champions today. Not Raw tag champions, not SmackDown tag champions, but WWE women's tag team champions, which you'd imagine it's going to be the champions are going to be defending the belts on both shows or switching back and forth depending on who from what brand is going to win. Which then, goes back to my original post with PWP Nation, where it's an exhibitions championship. There's really going to be no storylines behind it. Like this right now, I mean, I'll get more into this later, but I kind of want to touch on this with the women's tag team titles now that I'm on it a little bit. Right now is the most storyline that these women's tag team championships are going to get, and that's not because of anything more than it's the first, because everybody, the WWE likes to forget history and claim that this is the first. No, these aren't the first WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. It's the rebirth of it, and it drives me nuts that they seem to want to forget this stuff. Like, I'm interested to see what kind of opening package they do for the show, meaning Elimination Chamber, or any promo package for the women's tag titles. I would like to see them incorporate the history somehow. They could do so much with it, and with their production team and with the people who create the promo packages, from the time of they've always had good production when it comes to promo packages and everything else like that. I want to see them incorporate the women's tag titles history behind it, because there is history behind it. not long. I think the first incarnation of the women's tag titles lasted about 6 years, something like that. But anyway, we'll get a little bit more into that later in the show because we're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber. And if you wish to... that's weird. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'll let them know. I'll call them back. So... just give me 1 second here, folks. But yeah, we're going to talk about the... we're going to talk about the Women's Tag Team Championships. We're going to talk about everything else that's going on with the Elimination Chamber. We're also going to talk about The Undertaker. Is his wrestling career definitely over? By the way, it kind of seems like it. And it's going to be interesting to see. And again, if you want to call in 657-383-0105, it's one thing to talk in the Twitch chat, which I understand, and thank you if you are, and if you will. And it's another thing to call in and voice your opinion, which will also be nice. So either way, if you want to have your opinions heard on that, the Elimination Chamber for Undertaker, for the Corey Graves and Carmella situation, which is very, it's juicy, but at the same time, it's very sad. Hey, Go Home Wrestling Show, how are you? Good to see you here in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. But I want to start off first really quickly because I like talking about this person whenever I can, because I believe that if this person was still alive in his prime, in this day and age of wrestling, he would have made out so well. In this day and age of pro wrestling, that guy is Mike Awesome. And today is 12 years since we lost Mike Awesome due to Happy Elimination Chamber Day to you too, and I'm fantastic. It's a Saturday. It's a little chilly here in New Jersey, but the way that people should think about things is I'm alive. It's a good day. And that's exactly the way I feel. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for asking how I am. It's appreciated. So, Mike Awesome. 12 years ago today, we had lost him by way of suicide. And his last televised WWE or WWE formatted match, his last television match, was One Night Stand 2005, if my memory serves me right, from outside Philly. Nah, I'm a little further north from you, North Jersey, about 45 minutes away from the city, from New York City. It's a shame because when you look at Mike Awesome's career, FMW wrestler, obviously big in Japan, huge in Japan, goes to ECW, becomes ECW champion. There's been a match, I can't remember which one off the top of my head. I was just watching it the other night, where Joey Styles had said a Mike Awesome ECW championship match was probably the best in ECW history. I don't know about locker room wise. The only thing I heard locker room wise how he was from Stevie Ray, where with Stevie Ray, he apparently Mike Awesome and Booker T had gotten into a confrontation or something, and Stevie Ray was standing up for Booker and let's see, met Mike Awesome in an ECW show 99. That's awesome. He seemed like a cool cat to chat with. He really did. There was a shoot interview I think I heard from him talking about his time with ECW and basically his decision going to WCW, which basically led to him saying he was making good money in Japan. Then he goes to ECW where he had made a name for himself, but he wasn't making any money with the infamous incidents of Paul Heyman not paying his talent, not being able to pay his talent, or I don't believe not being able to, but either way, he he goes from making good money in Japan, good matches in Japan, obviously making a very good living if he had been in there. If he had been to Japan for so long, and now takes a chance to the United States and not getting paid, then is courted by WCW and signs the WCW contract while ECW champion. That's where the controversy lied, and I'll never forget it, because that's kind of around that time is when things on the internet that were being reported were becoming so widespread. Like, that was, for me, that for my experience, that was the first major, like, I guess, like, breaking news of like some sort of treachery or backstabbing in pro wrestling like that I could read about before it happened. Obviously way after Montreal Screwjob and everything else of that sort. And he signed his contract with WCW, was still ECW champion, and this is where things got kind of funky. Taz winds a contracted WWE wrestler, or WWF at the time, beats Mike Awesome at an ECW show in Indianapolis, and the ECW fan, which I don't think there will be anything like it anymore. WrestleZone was WrestleZone and NoDQ.com was another big one at that point. The two of the sites, those two sites were the main sources for information regarding pro wrestling. Those two were huge. By the way, kind of an aside, remember the WOW Wrestling Magazine, that publication? That's been coming up a lot lately in conversations on Twitter and stuff. How great was that publication? I remember seeing plenty of photos of Awesome as ECW champion in that one. But anyway, I digress. So with so that was really a kooky time in wrestling, where you have, right? How awesome was that magazine? Remember, I think I do, WrestleCrap, very vaguely, but I think I do remember WrestleCrap. I don't even think they're around anymore, no? Oh,